People often underestimate the importance of stowing cargo safely, says car tester Reinhold Deisenhofer. Most people just pack everything in and drive off. But if they get into an accident, they could find themselves liable for serious money. Plus, wrongly stowed cargo can endanger the lives of passengers and driver. The rules are clear. Luggage must be secured sufficiently to withstand the centrifugal forces when driving round bends and remain secure in an emergency stop. Many think this only applies to professional truck drivers, says Reinhold, but in many countries the law applies equally to both private and commercial usage. So how can he stow cargo safely so that he's not posing a risk to anyone? The basic rules are: always use a vehicle suitable for and capable of taking the cargo you want to transport. Items need to be distributed evenly, with heavier items at the bottom and lighter objects on top. And never overload your car. Consult your registration papers to find out the maximum overall weight allowed for your car. Plus, cargo must not obstruct your vision or access to the controls, or exceed the prescribed dimensions. Under German law, if your cargo extends more than a meter over your rear lights, you have to attach a red warning sign to alert other road users. Very heavy items, 25 kilos or more, should be placed behind the driver's seat or in the footwell of the front passenger seat if empty, and then wedged so it can't move. In station wagons, a solid mesh screen divider, or the very least, a net, should be set up between the cargo area and the passenger cell. The stability of the rear seats can be increased, incidentally, by attaching the seat belts diagonally. The most important thing is to secure the cargo. Lashing straps, load-securing nets, and non-slip mats are very useful here. Smaller items or things that can't be packed evenly are best placed in a crate or box. Pay special attention to everyday lightweight items in your car. It's not things like drink crates that cause most injuries, but much smaller items like smartphones. Even at a moderate speed, the weight of the object is multiplied dozens of times over. In this case, that would be 16 kilos, which could be painful. But we don't just use space in our car for luggage. It's often a real dog's life for man's best friend when it comes to vacations. Around half of all dog owners take their canine friend on holiday with them, and on day-to-day excursions anyway. If your dog shows symptoms like restlessness, panting, or nausea, even on short journeys, then it might be prone to travel sickness. Dogs are as susceptible to the condition as humans are, but your vet can help. You can get tablets from a vet like Bettina Reuter. You need to give them to the dog shortly before you leave, and one dose is normally sufficient for both the journey there and back. If you're going on a longer trip, or you're on holiday and taking lots of day trips, then you have to give the dog a tablet each time, so that your dog is able to enjoy the holiday too.
Dann muss man halt jede größere Tour erneut behandeln, und dann sollte dem Hund auch die Urlaubsreise Spaß machen.
Dogs are sensitive to weather conditions, so try to avoid driving in the full midday sun. And never leave your pet alone in the car when it's baking hot. If you have a crash while traveling at 50 kilometers per hour, an animal in the car will go flying through the cabin with a force many times its own body weight. A 20-kilo dog would have an impact of half a ton. So for all dog owners, the question is not if, but how to secure their dog when driving. For smaller dogs, transport boxes are the most suitable option. They need to have a closable door and a non-slip mat underneath, although boxes like this are relatively expensive and take up a lot of space in the trunk. The cheapest option is a special dog seat belt. They are available for every size of animal and can be attached to regular seat belts. But they must never be fastened to the dog's collar. Instead, you need a harness. Then there are partition grills. They're mostly adapted to a particular car model and use the fixtures already available in the car for optimum safety. They can be assembled easily without going to a workshop. If your dog is quite lively, a partition grill is better than a dog box, as it offers more room to move, which is especially important on longer journeys.